Have your knees quietly stolen your freedom? Do you hesitate before standing, avoid stairs, or miss out on walks with your grandchildren because of knee pain? You're not alone, and you're not broken. In fact, millions of Americans over 60 are struggling with the same thing. But what if I told you that in just 5 simple steps, you could take your strength and your life back? This isn't a sales pitch, it's a gift. 5 doctor recommended senior safe movements that can help reverse pain, regain mobility, and rebuild confidence, all from the comfort of your home. No pills, no surgeries, no gym memberships, just your body, your breath, and your choice to begin today. So don't scroll past. Your knees are still capable of healing. Let me show you how, starting with why they hurt and what you can do about it today. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Why do seniors get knee pain? As we grow older, it's easy to assume that knee pain is simply a part of aging, a slow breakdown we must learn to live with. But here's the truth. Knee pain in your 60s, 70s, or even 80s isn't just about getting old. It's about what's happening inside your joints over time and what you can still do about it. The most common cause of knee pain in seniors is osteoarthritis, a condition where the protective cartilage in your knees gradually wears away. Think of cartilage like a smooth cushion that keeps your bones from grinding. As it thins out, movements that once felt easy, like walking, standing, or climbing stairs, can begin to feel stiff, achy, or even sharp and painful. You may hear creaks, feel instability, or sense that your knees don't trust you anymore. That can be unsettling, but it doesn't mean your knees are beyond help. Contrary to old beliefs, modern research has shown that osteoarthritis isn't just wear and tear. It's also linked to muscle weakness, poor circulation, inactivity, and inflammation, all of which can be addressed. Yes, even at your age. When you stop moving out of fear of pain, your muscles shrink, your joints tighten, and the cycle of stiffness gets worse. But when you move, gently, intentionally, and with the right guidance, you give your knees the nourishment they need. Imagine your joints not like worn-out parts, but like neglected gardens. With a little care, movement is the water and sunshine they've been waiting for. The good news is you don't need hours at the gym or risky surgeries. What you need are a few focused, safe exercises that are designed for people exactly like you. Let's begin with one of the most powerful and surprisingly gentle ways to start relieving pain and regaining control of your movement. It's called the seated knee press, and it targets the most important muscle for standing tall and stepping with confidence. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Seated knee press targets quadriceps. One of the most overlooked reasons seniors struggle with knee pain isn't inside the joint itself. It's just above it. The quadriceps, a group of 4 muscles at the front of your thigh, play a vital role in protecting your knees. These muscles help you stand up from a chair, rise from bed, walk across the room, and even catch yourself if you stumble. When they weaken, which naturally happens as we age and become less active, your knees are left to bear more of the body's weight and impact alone. That's when pain, instability, and even falls begin to creep in. The good news? Strengthening the quadriceps is one of the safest and most effective ways to reduce knee pain. and it doesn't require expensive equipment or standing up and down endlessly. A simple movement called the seated knee press can gently reactivate these muscles, even if you haven't exercised in years. Here's how it works. While sitting on a firm bed or couch, extend one leg straight out in front of you and place a rolled towel underneath your knee. Then slowly press your knee down into the towel as if you're trying to straighten and flatten the back of your knee. You'll feel the front of your thigh tighten. That's the quadriceps engaging. Hold this position for 10 seconds, then release. Repeat about 10 times for each leg. This subtle move begins to rebuild strength in a way that's gentle on arthritic joints, but powerful enough to make a difference. It's especially helpful if you struggle with getting up from low chairs or feel wobbly when climbing stairs. Medical studies have shown that even light quadriceps activation can lead to measurable improvements in both pain levels and mobility in just a few weeks. For seniors recovering from joint stiffness, surgery, or simply years of inactivity, the seated knee press is a quiet yet powerful first step toward reclaiming control over your knees and your independence. But strengthening the front of the leg is only half the story. To truly stabilize the knee and support your walking, there's another key muscle group that often goes unnoticed, one that sits behind the leg, quietly protecting your every step. Let's explore the glute bridge next and why it's such a game changer for seniors. 3. Glute bridge targets hamstrings and glutes. If you've ever felt like your legs were too weak to support you, or noticed your balance isn't quite what it used to be, the issue might not be your knees alone. It could be coming from behind your legs. The hamstrings and glutes, the muscles in the back of your thighs and hips, are essential to the way we walk, bend, and support our entire lower body. And for older adults, these muscles often go dormant due to too much sitting and not enough purposeful movement. When they weaken, the knees are forced to pick up the slack, which increases stress on already inflamed joints. That's where the glute bridge comes in, a movement that looks simple but delivers deep results. Lying on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the ground, you gently raise your hips off the floor by pressing into your heels. You don't have to lift high. Even raising your hips a few inches and squeezing your glutes at the top starts to reawaken muscles that may have been quiet for years. Hold that lift briefly, then lower with control. 2 sets of 10 gentle repetitions are often enough to start noticing improvement in strength and balance. What's remarkable is that this one move doesn't just work the glutes and hamstrings, it also activates your core, helping to stabilize your whole body. For seniors, this kind of targeted strengthening is not just about fitness. It's about regaining safety and confidence. The glute bridge can help reduce the chances of falls, ease the effort it takes to get out of a chair, and make everyday walking feel smoother. If you have trouble getting down to the floor, you can modify this move by doing standing hamstring curls, holding on to the back of a chair. You'll still work the same muscles, just in a more accessible way. Strengthening muscles around the knee is vital, but to truly reduce chronic knee pain, especially pain caused by inflammation inside the joint ligament, we have to go deeper. There's one exercise in particular, backed by recent research, that directly targets inflammation and joint stability without requiring a single step. Let's move on to the wall slide, and you'll be surprised how much power lies in just leaning against a wall. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Wall slide builds joint strength and reduces inflammation. When knee pain is constant, it's natural to assume the joint is worn out and fragile, too delicate for any pressure or effort. But modern science shows us something quite powerful. The knee joint, even with arthritis, can be strengthened and protected through safe, intentional movement. And one of the most effective ways to do this doesn't involve heavy lifting or even walking. It simply involves using a wall. The wall slide is a gentle but deeply therapeutic exercise that targets the muscles supporting your knees while also stimulating circulation inside the joint, helping reduce inflammation and stiffness. Here's how it works. Stand with your back flat against a sturdy wall. Your feet should be about hip width apart and positioned roughly 2 feet away from the base of the wall. Then slowly begin to slide down, as if you're about to sit in a chair that isn't there. Only go as low as you feel comfortable. For many seniors, that might be just a few inches at first. That's perfectly fine. The goal isn't how deep you go, but how controlled and steady your movement is. Once you reach a point where your knees are slightly bent and you feel your thighs and hips engaged, hold that position for 10 seconds, breathing steadily. Then slowly push through your heels to return to standing. Repeat this 5 times. This controlled isometric hold helps train the stabilizing muscles of the legs, increase nutrient-rich blood flow to the joint, and sends a signal to your body that this joint is active, useful, and still strong. Studies now show that these types of low-angle squats are particularly effective for seniors because they activate large muscle groups while placing minimal stress on the joint surface. That's why wall slides are not just tolerated by arthritic knees, they are healing for them. For those with more stability or strength, holding longer, up to 30 seconds, or adding light hand weights can increase the challenge. But pain relief isn't just about strength. It's also about how your knee moves. If your joint is stiff in the morning or after sitting, what you need next isn't effort. It's fluid motion. Let's explore the next essential movement, knee flex and extend, a simple rhythm that reawakens your flexibility and gets your joints gliding like they used to. 5. Knee flex and extend. Improves flexibility and lubrication. If you've ever woken up in the morning and felt your knees were stiff, tight, or almost locked, you're not alone. That feeling isn't just age, it's biology. As we sleep or sit still for long periods, the synovial fluid inside our joints, which acts like natural oil for our knees, becomes thick and sluggish. The longer we stay still, the less lubrication there is to help our joints move smoothly. That's why the first few steps of the day can feel like walking through glue. But there's something simple, gentle, and incredibly effective you can do to fix that, and it only takes a few minutes. The knee flex and extend exercise is about waking up the joint and restoring healthy motion. It's not a strength exercise, it's a mobility ritual, a way to tell your knees, we're still in this together. You can do this lying in bed, sitting in a chair, or on a flat surface. Start by bending your knee as far as is comfortable, bringing your heel closer to your body. Then slowly extend your leg back out, straightening the knee. Repeat this movement to 15 times per leg. There's no need to rush and no need to push into pain. The goal is fluid motion, a steady rhythm that warms the joint and stimulates the release of fresh synovial fluid. For those with very limited flexibility, you can use a towel or your hands to support your leg and gently guide the movement. With each repetition, you may notice a little more range, a little less stiffness. Over time, this simple routine can restore the feeling of smoothness and ease in your knees, especially in the morning or before bedtime when joints tend to stiffen the most. This isn't just a comfort practice, see. It's a critical part of protecting your knees from long-term degeneration by keeping the internal structures nourished and mobile. Once your joints are warm and moving more freely, you're ready to take things one step further, to something that doesn't just help the knees, but improves your heart, your circulation, and your entire sense of vitality. It's time to explore one of the most powerful medicines available to older adults, aerobic activity, and what you're about to learn may surprise and inspire you. 6. Aerobic activity boosts circulation and long-term relief. When it comes to managing knee pain, many older adults think first about rest, heat packs, or even pain medications. But the truth is, nothing compares to the healing power of movement that gets your heart pumping. Aerobic activity, also known as cardio, is often misunderstood. People worry it might be too intense or that it could wear down already aching joints. But in reality, low-impact aerobic exercise is one of the most effective, research-backed tools we have to fight inflammation, improve circulation, and promote long-term joint health, especially in people over 60. Aerobic movement increases blood flow, and that's key. Blood carries oxygen, nutrients, and anti-inflammatory agents that your knees desperately need. Think of it like watering a thirsty plant. When you walk, swim, cycle, or move in the water, you're not just burning calories, you're nourishing your joints from the inside out. Studies have shown that seniors who engage in regular aerobic activity report less stiffness, fewer flare-ups of arthritis, and even better sleep and mood. The beauty is, you don't have to run marathons or hit the gym daily. Even something as simple as brisk walking for 10-15 minutes a day can spark change. Swimming is fantastic because it supports the body while giving the joints freedom. A recumbent bike can offer safe cardio without pressure. Dancing in your living room or attending a gentle movement class can raise your heart rate in a joyful way. And if you're wondering how to track your effort, here's a simple rule. Subtract your age from 220 to get your estimated max heart rate. Then aim for 50 to 60% of that number during activity. That's your sweet spot. Safe, sustainable, and effective. What matters most is consistency in choosing something you enjoy. If it brings you joy and gets you moving, it's doing good for your knees and your heart. Combine it with strength and mobility work, and you're not just relieving knee pain, you're investing in your independence. Now that you've learned the 6 most essential movements for stronger, happier knees, there's one final message, perhaps the most important of all, that every senior deserves to hear. Let's wrap it all together with the truth about aging, strength, and what's still possible for you. It's never too late to move freely again. If you've made it this far, you've already taken the first and perhaps most importantly step, believing that change is possible. These 5 exercises weren't chosen at random. They're backed by clinical research, designed with older adults in mind, and proven to strengthen muscles, ease joint pain, improve flexibility, and restore confidence in your movement. Whether you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, your knees still have life in them. They just need the right kind of attention. Remember, motion is lotion, and every small effort you make today builds toward a more mobile, independent tomorrow. It doesn't matter if you're starting from scratch. Even 5 minutes a day can begin to shift the way your knees feel, your body moves, and your spirit lives. So keep going. Revisit these exercises. Share them with a friend or loved one. Most of all, trust in your body's ability to rebuild. You're not too old, you're not too far gone, and you're certainly not finished yet. Your knees and your life are still yours to reclaim. Now go live it strong. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.